Welcome, everybody, to our Ayurveda talk. I am Marie with Aspire to Elements, and I am an Ayurvedic practitioner here to talk to you about fall guidelines. Okay, we all should be preparing for the fall cleanse. Everybody, even if you are not doing the cleanse with me, everybody should be eliminating what they call known toxins out of their diet. You need to do that. Remember what's happening right now as we start moving towards fall. We're ending summer. All that heat from summertime has been accumulating, lots and lots of heat in the atmosphere. And now fall comes in with its cooler temperatures and it pushes on the heat and it causes major disturbances. In the environment, it's causing those major disturbances like hurricane season, tornado season, lots of big weather in the northern hemisphere. So that same disturbance is happening inside of all of us. In fact, to be really honest, I haven't been feeling that well. I did some traveling a few weeks ago and I started kind of feeling a little off. And for a few weeks, I was feeling kind of off. And then I ended up finding out that I had an infection. Well, that's because when there's disturbances in the environment, that's change. It actually is hard on our body, and we want to, pay attention to what's happening. And if you start noticing you've got some symptoms going on, it really means get on it and simplify your diet. Okay, so what are the things that you need to eliminate? Eliminate sugar. Eliminate alcohol and drugs. You want to eliminate hard to digest foods like heavy meats. In fact, they will tell you in cleanses, you want to be vegetarian. Ayurveda is trying to move everybody towards a sattvic diet, a more pure diet. That is a vegetarian diet. There's other ramifications with meat, but as far as how it affects the body, it's hard to digest. It's hard to digest. So the other thing is no processed food. Get all food that is coming out of a package out of your diet. Just no junk food, no processed food. You want to watch out for any kind of processed preservatives, no sodas, nothing like no juices. And you want to go on the glycemic index. You want to go with those low glycemic index foods. So low carbohydrate diet and easy to digest. Why? Because our body's going through major changes with what's going on in the environment. We're shifting huge changes from summer into fall. That's big. It's big. So we simplify things for our body to make it easier. You also want to get more rest. You also want to make sure that you are, looking at how much activities you're doing and we kind of calm it down. Plus, you guys, we are also in a full moon influence right now. We just had a full moon. I think it's today. The full moon was today. So we have a full moon also impacting us. So what does a full moon do? Well, it amplifies things. It increases things. It kind of sheds light on things. That can cause disturbances. So lots of things to consider. So what are the guidelines for fall? Well, we're going to go over them. I've done this talk before, but I want to make sure that we're always talking about what's appropriate for the time. And right now, having a good understanding of where we're going, what season we're moving into is going to be helpful because, like I said, you want to pull out all that excess heat from your body while you're doing the cleanse. You pull out the heat. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. Move that heat down so that instead of having these big opposites going on and causing disturbances, we pull the excess heat out of our actual tissues. And then as that cool temperature comes in, your body's more stable. So fall, also called autumn, is a Vata time of year. So fall and winter is Vata time. Remember, there's only 3 seasons in Ayurveda, just 3. So fall is the qualities that are in fall and winter are dry, light, cold, windy, rough, and it can kind of give you a feeling of emptiness. And if we look at what's happening around us, the leaves are going to start changing colors. Beautiful, beautiful. Get out there, enjoy them. And they're going to come off the trees. They're going to come off the trees. They're going to drop their leaves, and that is going to continue to move us into that windy season, Vata season. Vata is the elements of ether and air. So what's happening is in the environment, in the atmosphere, those elements of ether and air are going to start dominating. And when that happens, it means the qualities that I just talked about are going to be dominating the atmosphere. So that's what's happening. Now our body is dealing with dry, cold, harsh. Okay, so how do we deal with it? Well, you can wake up early in the morning around 5 when the air is calmer, right? That's, I grew up water skiing. You would always water ski first thing in the morning, right? Because it's calm. So, same idea. And even if you can, it's a very subtle, quiet time. And it's even before the birds wake up. So, it's going to be dark, but you wake up around 5. And it's a great time to have silence and meditation because Vata needs more stillness. Vata is air and ether. It is movement. So we want to bring in more peace and more quiet, more solitude during this time. So you get up a little earlier. And you guys, I got up at 4:30 this morning so that I could do my hour meditation because I had to teach a 6:30 a.m. class. Yikes. Hard. I've been tired all day. Okay, so you wake up early. So you have some silence and peace. Do a quiet meditation. If you're not sure what meditation to do, reach out to me and I'll help you with that. Then you can do yoga postures that are for that season. So we will end up doing a whole practice, not tonight because it's a full moon, but we will do a fall season practice and bring in those postures that help you. But some of the postures that are helpful for calming Vata are going to be the forward folding postures because it's going to move your subtle forces down. It's going to move them down. That's called apana. So moving the subtle forces down. And then you want to do like sitting postures, forward bending, spinal twists, camel pose, cobra, cow, and cat, shoulder stand, headstand are all done in moderation, but very good for Vata. Vata also needs postures that are strong and stabilizing. So they go into the posture and they hold and stabilize. Great. Sun salutations are also very supportive at this time, done slowly. And you want to build up and make it a part of your daily practice, done in the morning. Okay, so finish with relaxation posture, Shavasana. Vata needs more rest. So you want to make sure if you're doing your yoga in the morning, you absolutely include that corpse pose, relaxation pose, because Vata needs it. We need that gift of stillness and silence. Okay, you also can do alternate nostril breath, right? Because that's going to balance and equalize the brain and the breath. And you want to do it for about 10 to 15 minutes. I know this is a lot of time. So it almost feels like you kind of need to be retired to do all of this. But that's not true. You just have to get up early enough. I work full time, you guys, and I do it all. Okay, and then every morning when you take a shower, you want to do your daily abhyanga, and that's the daily oiling. So after you shower, you rub the warm sesame oil all over your body. So nice. And make sure that it is warm. So it will help balance vata. And then you could take a shower. You can leave the oil on. And then if you don't like leaving the oil on, you want to have it on for about 45 minutes. And then you could take a shower and wash it off. But you do not scrub it off. You want to have a little bit of that oil left, right? Because you want it to absorb. Okay. Then to pacify vata in the fall time, you want to have more earthy tone colors that you're going to use. And also white during this time is helpful. After yoga, meditation, and your bath, you can have some breakfast, and you want it to be a calming type of breakfast. So what's recommended is the grains that are supportive for settling vata, and that would be like cream of wheat, um, oatmeal. That's going to calm vata. Okay, lunch and supper. So lunch is your biggest meal, and you want to make sure that you are using calming and nourishing foods, easy to digest, and soups and stews during the fall are really a great idea. So if you want some recipes, reach out. Ghee is also important. So in the summertime, maybe you are using olive oil. Now you want to shift into using ghee. Ghee is what the vata dosha needs. Ghee is the most nourishing, and it moves deepest into the body. A lot of people will hear me say ghee and they're like, they don't know what I'm talking about. Ghee, clarified butter. Okay, in Ayurveda, it's considered an oil. It is the most nourishing oil in Ayurveda. So we use ghee. We're not drinking any kind of caffeinated drinks, so no black tea or coffee, especially in the evening. That's going to aggravate the nervous system of the vata. It's going to be very difficult. So if you're having herbal teas, you want to have like the CCF tea, which is the coriander, cumin, fennel tea, very helpful, equal portions, or ginger, cinnamon, clove tea, yummy. It's very warming. Fasting during the autumn, fall, and winter is not a good idea. So we do not fast during this time. It creates too much lightness, and vata's already light. So we do not fast during this time. It will actually aggravate vata. So no fasting. I know it's super trendy right now. Everybody's doing the intermittent fasting and all of that. Especially for women, they need to be very, very careful. Okay. Winter is a harsh, fall and winter are harsh seasons. Okay. It's very important to keep warm, dress warmly indoors and outdoors. And on a windy day, you want to cover your head and your ears. Remember, there are portals throughout the body. Even Western medicine recognizes these portals. Dogs have portals at the bottom of their paws, right? So you have a portal in your hands and your feet, the top of your head, the back of your neck. And we want to make sure we keep those portals covered so that we are not having energy escape or disturbance. It can cause, if you have this portal exposed in the winter, you can get a cold from it, this one on the top. So be really careful. Very active, vigorous exercises should be avoided during this time. And you want to, especially if you're vata constitution. So if your actual dosha is vata, you want to stay away from vigorous exercise. I already told you guys last week, no hot yoga. I did my talk on hot yoga. Do not do hot yoga during this time. Why? Because it's so aggravating, right? We're trying to remove excess heat right now. We're trying to remove excess heat. And if you go and do hot yoga, you're increasing heat. So don't do it. Don't do it. There's good reasons for it. We don't just do it because we like it, which is in the West. That's what everybody does. I don't care. I like it. It doesn't matter. You're not doing what's right for you. It's a very strange thing how we are. Okay. Short afternoon nap during vata season is acceptable. There are other seasons where it's not acceptable, like in the spring. You don't take naps. But during this time of the year, as we move into fall, it is a little more acceptable if you are feeling tired and you have a lot of vata going on in your body. Yes, you can do it. Try to be in bed no later than 10. Drinking warm milk at bedtime is a great idea during the fall. So as we move towards fall, after our fall cleanse, then you want to start bringing in these fall guidelines. So at night, to support your sleep, to support vata stillness and stabilization, you can have a warm cup of milk. If you don't drink milk, you can do oat milk or whatever is on that vata food list. We'll go over that. Okay, this will help support natural sleep. Okay, that's what we want. Heat in the milk. You want to heat the milk never in the microwave, always on the stove. Okay, you'll lose the nutrients by doing that. You can add like a pinch of nutmeg, and that will even support sleep even more. And then also, you can add a little bit of ghee to it, and that gives you a little bit more nourishment. And between the summer and the fall, it's recommended that you do panchakarma, and that would be your fall cleanse. So panchakarma treatment will help remove excess vata in the system. So it's really important at this time of the year in the cleanse that we actually use those body treatments. So the bliss therapy treatment this is a great time of the year to get the bliss therapy treatment. I will oil you up fully, and then you get the oil on the forehead. If you haven't experienced that, it's really quite incredible. So come and try that out. Bliss therapy during vata season. Get that excess vata out of your body and calm it down. All right. So that's after you do the purification stuff. So you do the fall cleanse, then you do that body treatment. Okay. Now, you can also do an oil enema. It's called a basti. So if you're really, really high vata, I have to do this for myself. You do an oil enema, and in the colon, it's going to absorb that oil and really support and settle down all that vata. Okay, now during the season, it's also important that you avoid loud noises, loud music, fast driving. You want to be careful with how much energy you're expending. Also, sexual activity would be included in that, so not as much in the fall and the winter. Avoid cold drafts, cold winds. All of that aggravates vata. Sorry. Okay, excellent herbs for pacifying the vata is ashwagandha and bala. I tell everybody that. Ashwagandha bala. That is the oil that I recommend the most because we are all so overstimulated. Even those of us who are not vata dosha are overstimulated. Everybody these days is dealing with vata imbalance. It's just because we're not living in a natural way. Okay, so these are the fall guidelines, things to do after you do your fall cleanse. This is what you're going to do. You're going to follow these guidelines. If you need that vata food list, reach out to me. I will get that to you. If you're not sure about where you're at, what's going on with your body, you need a consultation. You should be getting a consultation every season, at least 3 or 4 times a year. And that's because it helps us check in, make sure you're okay. If we do need to do a cleanse, we could do that. Purification techniques. If you need more support, we can also give you more support. Okay, so I'm here to just support you every day. I make it my prayer to be of service to everyone. So that's what I'm here for. Please reach out. Okay, let's get started with our full moon practice because it is a full moon.